Hi everyone, I'm Rosie.
And I'm Carl.
And this is Flying Fluskey.
And we can ride, you and me together. And we can ride, you and me forever.
A very early morning welcome to JFK Terminal 4.
This morning we are flying again with Global Airlines. We're taking their second flight. What's the flight after an inaugural?
A returnal
Flight from JFK to Glasgow.
So on the way over, we flew in economy. There is a possibility we'll be flying in a higher cabin today. So we have our fingers and toes crossed for a sneaky little upgrade when we check in.
Today's flight number is HFM 381 because the inaugural flight out from Glasgow was 380 in honour of the fact that it's an A380.
We're checking in just over here in Terminal 4, which is normally our Virgin and Delta terminal, so it feels just like home. Let's see how the ground handling is at JFK, where they're much more used to dealing with big planes than they were in Glasgow. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Slightly less hoo-ha for the way back. We're all checked in. We've got a pleasingly low number on our boarding cards. As obviously they don't have their own lounge here at JFK. Should we walk?
Yeah.
We are going to be using the Emirates lounge this morning, which is very swish because they don't normally let anyone in.
And we've never been in an Emirates lounge.
No, don't be silly.
Well, I know.
Okay, I just want to show you these condiments, right? So this is the cutest little bottle of Heinz ketchup I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my goodness. And look at these teeny tiny Tabascos. Cute. We've got a little self-service drink station over away from the main buffet, which is where we've been filling up on champagne. Very nice. Quick time check, it is 8:03. As you can see, we're still in the lounge. The plane's down there. The crew got on maybe 40 minutes ago, so I'm not really sure what the hold up is. But yeah, so far it's been a much more comfortable, not quite boarding experience because we have chairs and champagne and coffee.
Thanks. So we can see the tail from down here. Morning. $16H.
16?
Yeah. Morning. How are you? Nice little detail on the back of the cabin, right? The side luggage bins are a little smaller on the upper deck of the A380, but it's okay because the centre luggage bins are still really big. We're just helping everyone settle in.
Yep, how's that? You met up with your buddy, didn't you? Yeah. Everybody is sick flat on Global. This is
So I've been kind of exploring the seats. First things, we've got a triple touch lamp. Oh, here come drinks. Not for us.
champagne as well.
And then we've got the buttons just here facing me, so you can't quite see. But I'll pop in a little thing here. Hi, hi.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you like this or orange juice? I can get you.
You know which I want. Thank you.
For you.
Cheers. As I was saying, the lap bar? That's not a lap bar. That's a theme park. The tray table. No, it's all right. Are you still filming me? Pops out from the side. Very swish. I quite like this, I have to say. It's easy. You know, sometimes you sit in a seat and you can't work it out and it's really embarrassing. I got it. And then I was just taking a photo of myself with the headrest. I was going to adjust it, but I am so paranoid that it's coming off if I try.
Good morning.
Here we go.
Overall personnel to leave the aircraft, please.
We've settled into our seats and we've had the in-flight safety demonstration. So I thought I'd just show the perspective from sitting in the seat. As with our economy flight out from Glasgow, the in-flight entertainment doesn't work on this old China Southern A380. But I do quite like this first class seat. They've got a little shoe box down here. With if we just lift this tab, which I've put my pajamas and slippers in. Nice little kind of footrest here. And if we come across, we've got the tray table here. We've got some controls here, but I did notice that the light button doesn't seem to work, so I'm not sure whether the other seat controls work. And if you pull that out, got all sorts of other controls about how to adjust your seat.
Does it work? Mine doesn't appear to work. Oh. Okay, my seat is not moving at all, so maybe I can't have a bed. We'll see. You will find the tray table, which slides out and then folds out. Pretty easy to use, very basic. Doesn't really have a cup holder anywhere now, then think about it. So hold on to your cups or they're gonna slide around.
Do you feel like those seats that are a little bit that are set on the aisle rather than next to the window have the sort of desk table area here, meaning you've got quite a long way to lean to look over to look out the window. And back behind us we have, oh, is that the light? Okay, more for me. I was trying to adjust the light above me, but actually the button on the side panel there controls the at seat light. Sometimes I'm pressing it now and now. Oh, there we go. And it has a couple of levels of dimming on there as well. Was also wanted to show you that we do have one of the adapted 3-pin US power plugs, and something I'll try out later is there's a USB-B headphone slot and Ethernet cable slot, which I'm wondering if that doesn't work in the same way as the in-flight entertainment doesn't. Part of the interior of the China Southern A380 includes this decor on the cupboards that they have for stowage. And I guess kind of predictably for a 12-year-old aircraft, there are some signs of wear and tear on the cabin. As you can see around that, some of the edges are scuffed and buffed a little bit, which I think is to be expected, but overall it is certainly clean and well maintained. A bit like in economy with the headrest though, I have noticed a little maintenance thing. My seat rest, armrest, appears to be loose, seems to slide backwards and forwards, doesn't quite appear connected.
Okay, let's have a look at the amenity kit we've been provided. Now, we have a speculation that potentially the ones we had on the way out were meant to be for the way back in the higher classes, and this is the economy one. But let's have a look and see what you think. I mean, it's a nice pouch, but it's kind of the flat version rather than the zip round wash bag style of the other one. This time we've got the dental kit, the earplugs, and the eye mask, just the same as last time. I would say that the trainer socks are definitely better quality than the kind of flight socky ones we had on the last time. But the pen is like a bamboo half-size pen, quite dinky. And then we've got a lip balm, a body lotion, and a night cream. So not the pulse point and not the eau de toilette. I don't know. These feel, because they're missing those extra touches, these feel a tiny bit less premium. I don't know if it's just suppliers on either side of the Atlantic, maybe that's the difference. But I'm quite surprised that they didn't have those bits and bobs. So yeah, my theory is that we in economy on the way out got given the amenity kits for maybe the business or first class that was meant to be for the way back. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on the videos of the Manchester flight to see what they get, because I'm really curious. Also, I was watching a reel of one of the guys who was in economy with us on the way out, or one of the ladies, I should say, because they got a different amenity kit, and I'm wondering if they got different different fragrance. Carl thinks that the one we got on the way over was quite masculine. I don't know if they were going for unisex and they slightly missed it. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what other people have got. We also got a pair of slippers and some pajamas as well. I have two luggage lockers by my seat, which is very handy. I've got all my junk in this one, and then for now I've popped my duvet into that one. I also have two windows. So considering I lost my window on the last flight, that's made up for it. At some point, the Wi-Fi will pop on, and then we're going to be able to watch the entertainment system on our own devices. I know I've already said ad nauseum, I wish I'd known this ahead of time, so I could have bought a bigger screen. This isn't big, and I'm visually impaired, so actually it's not great for me. But, you know, needs must. Our breakfast trays have arrived, and starting with this quite magnificent fruit tray, fruit salad, should I say. We've got kiwi, melon, different kind of melon, strawberries, and dragon fruit, which is rather exotic. And then everyone's got some yogurt. I asked for champagne because I'm a lush. Then we've got a muffin, butter, and Philly, which I think would go a bit better with a bagel rather than a muffin, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And then is this maple syrup? Yeah, oh my god. So the tiniest little adorable jug of maple syrup, which is coming home with me. I am a teeny bit surprised that we have plastic cutlery here in business. I'd have thought that some metal cutlery would be de rigueur. Car has the camera, so I don't know what you're going to be able to hear of this. But I just thought I'd report this quickly. So they offered us a sweet or a salty option, which I think there's a slight mistranslation for sweet or savory. He said that the savory option was scrambled eggs. Actually, it's like a full push. We've got bacon, sausage, eggs, hash brown, mushroom, and tomatoes. I'm not mad about it. That's delightful. What I am mad about is that the scrambled eggs appear to have onions in, and as ever, it's not mentioned. I think I found maybe 2 other people in the world that hate onions as much as I do, and they'll tell me. If you are an onion hater, let me know. I need to know that we're not alone.
The tray came with the fruit, maple syrup, the butter, Philly, and the yogurt on, and then a few minutes after that they brought around the bread roll, and then a few minutes after that they brought around the hot waffles. So I've now doused it in maple syrup, and I'm gonna dive in.
So I did already say
on the bad mic that about the sweet and savory options, and that they just said that I was getting eggs, even though it was like a full English. But what we didn't say is that we weren't actually given a menu. So if you watched our last video, you'll have seen we got like a full menu with both the meal services and the bar menu and everything. But this time there was nothing. I did hear quite a few people commenting about it. I don't know if it's that they just the last service went so wrong on the way out that they decided not to give it to us, or whether they didn't get them printed or what. Currently knows what the a la carte options are for later in the flight. I mean, there's a bar with some snacks next to the Sky Bar that we saw. I don't think we filmed it, but there was like packets of crisps and stuff. But yeah, what the food is later is anyone's guess. Let's think of it as a fun surprise.
So both Rosie and I have tried to connect to the global in-flight entertainment system. On the way out, it seemed to connect, but to be honest, we didn't actually have time to watch anything. On the way back now, we've seen that one passenger in the centre of the cabin has got onto the portal. I've tried a few times, and I'm not getting anything coming up.
Oh, that's fish.
Is it? Ray-Ban Mike.
Chocolates.
What have you got? Wow. Okay. Hershey. Is it Hershey's? Which is the with peanuts. On both flights we've taken with Global Airlines, I've been a little bit disappointed that the menu had on the way out. The menu card had all the spirits on, and I asked for a rum and coke, and was told that that was a cocktail, and that they'd need to go to the front and get that, and they never did. So I had, I said if I can get it, fine. But I think maybe I wasn't clear that I would like it. I did get champagne instead, so that's fine. But on this flight, when the first drink service came through business, I asked if I could have a rum and coke, and the person serving said, "Oh, that's at the Sky Bar. I'll have to go and get that." And then they didn't, so I had to go to the Sky Bar myself. I'm on a business class flight. I'm not in the game of getting steps in today. This is about bring it to me. No, we went to look at the Sky Bar anyway, and I had to ask there to get the rum and coke, and then the guy there didn't make the one. I just find that quite disappointing that they have a trolley with the wines, with the soft drinks, with some of the soft drinks, certainly the juices and the waters, and the champagne they seem to have on offer a lot, which is good. But to get a spirit and a mixer seems like a hard job. Just going to demonstrate how my seat goes down into a full flat bed. Just press this little button down here, and down we go. Oop. Little clunk.
So we've got an hour and a half before our second meal service, so it's definitely lunch time. I got my third seat, and managed to actually get it into bed more. So, bye.
It's now time for lunch, and they've bought the starters. Unfortunately, when they got to me, I had asked for the duck starter. They told me that there was no duck left. But Rosie had already received her prawn or shrimp starter, and had kindly given me one, and they were very good. So I've decided to have that. And then they came along with the drinks, and I had asked if I could have a rum and Coke Zero, and they bought a Diet Coke. I asked, "Oh, is there a Coke Zero?" They said, "Unfortunately not." And there's no rum, or there's no rum in the drink. I know there's rum at the front of the plane. I just don't know whether I can be bothered to have this debate every time I order a rum and a Coke. It's not a complicated drink, but it's obviously not a drink that is in high demand.
I think these are going for the cutest salt and pepper shakers in the air. I don't know if you're meant to nick them like you are with the veggie ones, but I'm gonna.
Here is my shrimp, and there's a side salad. I'm not sure what this is because they didn't tell me, and it doesn't have a menu. So we'll do the blind taste test. I'm sure it will be very nice based on everything else so far.
One of the things that we haven't had on this flight that they did have on the flight over was caviar. And I know that for a lot of people, that's just like a frivolous fancy person thing that they're not that bothered about. But I actually love caviar. Like, I love fish eggs. It's always my favorite thing when we go for sushi. So I'm a little bit gutted that it's not on this one. But if I had bought a business class ticket and we were going both ways, then I would have had it. So I can't really complain. Let me show you my main course. I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling to eat everything. Partly because we had breakfast not too long ago, and partly because I'm on weight loss medications, which you might have seen if you are subscribing to my channel anyway, our channel. I got the tortellini with butternut squash. I'm not sure what the sauce is. Creamy, something, onions. I will never escape onions. I know this. That's fine. But it is in the meat. So I might just dig around for a few that are under the sauce to try. Weirdly, I've had a fair amount of tortellini on planes. I think because it's a pretty standard meal in both the nice cabins and the economy cabins. I would say this tastes good. So yeah, the pasta texture is a little disappointing. It's obviously where it's been back in an oven. There are some crispy leaves like sage leaf. I might pop a little bit of salt on it. Actually, I'm not going to because it's in my bag and it's sealed. So I'll just stuff that through. Actually, that is a good point. Catering isn't too salty, and it wasn't too salty on the last one. And usually that is such a kind of a fallback response to the deadening of taste buds in the air. They haven't just pandered to that whack loads of salt on it. So actually, it's quite nice that you are left to seasoning yourself in that respect. So I'm just trying a little bit. of the cheesecake. It's very sweet. I think it's strawberry with pistachio and coconut. It's nice and light, but it's definitely too sweet for my taste. So 2 small spoons is enough.
For the main course, I have the fish. Comes with potato and with other vegetables. Turned out the Caesar salad had a massive chicken thigh in it, so I had to leave a little bit of that because I've got so much other food to try.
It's champagne summertime. Cheers. Nope. I feel fine when I do my face.
Since our experience, people have asked me what I thought of our trip with Global Airlines. You know the dream when you're on stage and you kind of know what's going on, but you don't know your lines? It all sort of felt like that. It was a little odd, quite fun. There are a few disappointing aspects, but whatever happens, we have some very cool souvenirs of the flight. And if these are the only 4 flights that Global Airlines ever runs, at least we were part of aviation history.
We have now made it back to Glasgow Airport. Unfortunately, we landed about an hour and 10, an hour and 15. An hour and 3 minutes late, but by the time we got off the flight, we had definitely missed our last chance flight to get back to Heathrow tonight. So we are now staying the night in Glasgow. An unexpected treat, but unfortunately an unexpected expense that we weren't planning for. A bit disappointing. The airport is clearly mostly done for the day, and you're also mostly done for the day?
I think Simon Calder was on the same flight as us, so he was ready to run out of the door. Thing is, we were not checked in and he was, so I'm really curious to know whether he made it. Simon, if you're watching, let me know, because I will never stop thinking about it.
I see a light, and we can